Game week 1 is finished, and that means I'm going to react to the predictions I made, and I'm also going to be saying how many points I got. Yes, points. I did say at the end of the Game week 1 predictions, there will be a points system on this. If I get the correct result, it'll be 2 points. If I get the exact scoreline, it'll be 5 points. Every goal score I get is 2 points, and I've added a new one. If I win by the exact, same distance of a scoreline, say, I don't know, Liverpool won, 5-3, and I predicted 3-1, then that distance was 2 goals, which means I get 2 points there. But yeah, that's the new rule. That's literally all I have to say. Anyways, let's see how I did in these predictions. First off, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, the opening game being played later tonight as of uploading this. Liverpool have had a very good transfer window so far. Bournemouth, they've lost their 2 best centre-backs, and they have not replaced them yet. Liverpool's going to easily win this game, without a doubt. The scoreline, I'm going to go with Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 0. For Liverpool, the goals are going to be from Mo Salah, last year's Golden Boot winner, and Premier League debutant Florian Wirtz. Well, yeah, I said 2-0. I didn't think Bournemouth would score at all, and I thought Liverpool were just going to crack 2 goals straight away from Salah and Wirtz. Wirtz didn't score that game, or did he assist, I think? But however, Salah scored, so I got that right. And I also got the exact distance of the scoreline right. Liverpool won 4-2. With goals from, I'm not even going to check, I'm going to try and get it off the top of my head, Ekitike, Gakpo, Chiesa, Salah, and then 2 from Semenyo. And from there, I got 6 points from that. 2 points for saying Liverpool would win, another 2 points for getting Salah correct to score, and 2 points for getting the distance of the score, which was by 2 goals. Aston Villa versus Newcastle. These two tend to make up an incredible game when they play against each other. I mean, when they played against each other in the first game week, a year or 2 ago, Newcastle absolutely wiped the floor with Villa. I don't think the same's going to happen, because Newcastle haven't had a great transfer window. But yeah, Aston Villa, on the other hand, they haven't really made many signings. They haven't made many departures either. The scoreline, in my eyes, is going to be a 1-1 draw. Harvey Barnes to score for Newcastle, and for Aston Villa, I'm going to go for Kamara. So yeah, for Aston Villa versus Newcastle, I said 1-1. I thought there was actually going to be goals in this game. It was one of the most boring matches I've ever watched. I did a watch-along on this, and I just couldn't watch the match for a single minute without having to look at the chat just to try and get the watch-along going. But no, it was a boring, useless bag of slop. No goals, so I didn't get any points from that, but I did get 4 points for saying it was a draw, and 2 points for getting the distance of the scoreline, which was just 0. Game number 3, Brighton versus Fulham. Brighton not making many signings, but they have made some decent signings. Fulham have done nothing. So yeah, not much is going to happen, I must say. And I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to the home side of Brighton. And for new signing, Kustulas is going to score. I said Brighton would win 1-0 here, and yeah, my probably worst prediction of the game week. I didn't get a single point from this prediction. I said Kustulas would score. He wasn't even in the squad. I would have had a better chance for their goalkeeper Steele to score. But yeah, 0 points. Didn't get anything thanks to Fulham scoring a 97th minute winner. I could have got it nearly exact, but without the goal scorer. But thank you, Rodrigo Muniz. You had to ruin it for me. Sunderland versus West Ham. West Ham weren't the best last season. Graham Potter, not the best manager to have. But West Ham have made a couple decent signings. But yeah, West Ham, I think this season, are going to be carried by their star man, Jarrod Bowen. Sunderland, on the other hand, have had one of the best transfer windows, which is why I'm going to tip the newly promoted side to get a point in this game, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Bowen's going to score for West Ham, you already know, and the Sunderland goal scorer is going to be Isidore. Sunderland versus West Ham, what a game that was. I said 1-1. It was 3-0 Sunderland in the end. Nobody expected Sunderland to win 3-0, and what an opening result that was, to be fair. West Ham were good until when Sunderland scored their first goal in the 60th minute. After that, West Ham crumbled. But yeah, I said Isidore and Bowen would score. Isidore did score, so I got that, and those were the only 2 points I got from that. So yeah, thank God I picked Isidore to score. He came off the bench and scored, thank goodness. Anyways, Tottenham versus Burnley. Tottenham have just come off of bottling a 2-0 lead twice in the Super Cup. Tottenham have got a new manager. They looked alright that game. I didn't even watch the game. I just watched the highlights. They looked pretty decent. Burnley, on the other hand, are my 20th place. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a Tottenham win here. Tottenham 2, Burnley 1. For Burnley, I'm going to go with Brownhill to score. And then for Tottenham, I'm going with Brennan Johnson and Destiny Udogie. If he's not injured, that is. Oh, he is injured as well. You know what? I'm just going to switch that to Solanke, actually. I said this game would be 2-1. I thought Tottenham would be a little bit scrappy after their Super Cup loss against PSG. In fact, they weren't. They convincingly won 3-0. It was a great result from them. Richarlison brace and Brennan Johnson scored, which got my FPL going. Thank God. I said Johnson and Solanke would score. Solanke didn't even play a minute. I think he did, actually, but I don't know. However, Johnson did score, so I got 2 points from that. And for Burnley, I said Brownhill to score. He's not even at the club. What was my brain going through there? So in the comments, I changed it to someone. I forgot who. But no one scored for Burnley, so it didn't matter. And I got 4 points for that because I said Tottenham would win, and they did. Wolves versus Manchester City. If you didn't really notice for Manchester City, Wolves are their bogey team. Well, sometimes. Wolves have departed a lot of players, including Cunha, Aït-Nouri, Nelson Semedo, and more. And Man City have brought in a lot of players. I'm not going to name them all. But yeah, Man City are going to easily win this. I'm going to go with Man City 2, Wolves 0. The goal scorers for Manchester City is going to be Omar Marmoush and Phil Foden. I said this game would be 2-0. How about we double that? It was 4-0. And both scorers that I said didn't score. One was injured, one came on off the bench. Marmoush came off the bench, didn't score. I was sad about that. But Foden didn't even play. He was injured. Which, I didn't even get both scorers for City right, which it should have been easy, because Haaland scored 2, Reinders scored 1, and Cherky scored 1. But, I mean, at least I got 2 points for saying it'd be 2-0. So, that's pretty good. Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Chelsea have made incredible signings, including João Pedro, Liam Delap, and many, many more. Crystal Palace, I don't think have done much with their signings, but they're still an incredibly decent team. They just won the Community Shield last week, so they're going to be hyped up from that. Chelsea are a great side. They did just win the Club World Cup last month, so that's why I'm going with a 2-2 draw this game. For Chelsea, I'm going with Liam Delap and Moises Caicedo to score, and for Crystal Palace, I've gone with a Mateta brace. I said it'd be 2-2. If we remove all the goals, then it would be correct. 0-0 it was. Again, another ball fest, just like Aston Villa versus Newcastle. But, I mean, it was a little bit better. There was a goal, but it was controversially disallowed because of a new rule, which I think is a kind of stupid rule, but okay. I'm not part of the Premier League, so I can't do anything about that. I got 4 points for that, 2 points for saying it'd be a draw, and 2 points for, like, getting the distance of the score, like 0 goals, obviously. Nottingham, Brentford. Brentford are my surprise team to go down this year, so I do not have high hopes for them this game. But Nottingham Forest, they did have poor form at the end of last season, in the last, like, couple of games. They haven't done much with their signings. They've got a very, very thin squad. They've got not the best squad depth, which is why I think this is probably going to be one of the most boring games of the game week. So I'm tipping Nottingham Forest to win 1-0 with a Gibbs White strike from, like, I don't know, the second half or something like that. Nottingham Brentford was a pretty good game. I didn't watch it, but because I was watching Chelsea Crystal Palace. But I saw there were a lot of goals there. It was 3-1 in the end. I said 1-0. I said Gibbs White would score. Gibbs White did not score. He got an assist, though. However, Chris Wood scored 2, and their new signing, Dan Ndioy from Bologna, scored as well. I only got 2 points for this because I said Nottingham would win, but yeah, that's alright, I guess. Manchester United, Arsenal. But yeah, Man United and Arsenal. This is going to be the game of the game week right here. Arsenal have made incredible signings. Man United have made incredible signings. It's going to be a great game. For Man United, this is a new version of them. They've got new signings, including Cunha and Burmo and Seshko. Also, Baleba coming in soon as well. Hopefully, Donnarumma in the future, but I think he's going to City now. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. This game is going to have the most goals in the game week. And I'm going to go with Arsenal to win 3-2 at Old Trafford, with goals from Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel, and Declan Rice. Oh boy. I said this would be the game of the game week. It was in fact not. I'm not even saying this because I'm a Man United fan, but it was genuinely boring. The only thing that happened was Binder getting bullied in the goal. Thanks to his dodgy wrists, Calafiore scored the easiest goal you will ever score in your entire life. I said it'd be 3-2 to Arsenal. It wasn't. And none of the scorers I said scored. I said Mbeumo, Fernandes, Saka, Gabriel and Rice would score. None of them did. However, Mbeumo came close to. So, however, I do get 2 points for saying it would be an Arsenal win and 2 points for it being a 1-goal win. Like, 1 goal as in, like, it was 1 goal away. You get what I mean. And then final game of the game week, Leeds versus Everton. Leeds, of course, recently promoted. They've made some pretty good signings. And Everton have also made pretty good signings as well. But to be honest, everyone's tipping Everton to win this. Being honest right here, even though I do not like Leeds United at all, I tip them to win at Ellen Road. And they'll win 1-0 by their new signing, Nemeka, scoring. This final game was perfect. An absolute spot-on prediction. This was my best prediction of the night. I said Leeds would win 1-0 with Nemeka scoring. Leeds won 1-0 with Nemeka scoring. However, Nemeka scored from a pen, which shouldn't have been a pen, controversially. But we move, it's happened. Another terrible VAR decision. There was a couple this week. There was like 3. First off, the Senesi handball. Secondly, the free kick from Crystal Palace. And now this one, the Leeds penalty. However, an incredible prediction. I got 2 points for the result. I got 5 points for the exact scoreline, which gave me 2 points for the distance of the score as well. And I got another 2 points for getting the goal scorer, which gave me a massive 11 points, being my best prediction of the game week. I ended this game week with 39 points, which was pretty good. I said in my game week 1 predictions that if we get 500 points, then I'd be happy. We're on track to getting 1,400, so I might need to change that goal. I'm going to say 1,000, because I feel like 500 is way too easy at this rate. But yeah, that's it for reacting to Game Week 1 predictions. Let me know if whatever prediction you said was perfect. And yeah, Game Week 2 predictions coming in 2 days.